But when you're 30 is when you actually know who you are.
But I feel like 30s is when the battle actually begins. The journey really begins.
The John Kim Show. The John Kim Show. You better get ready for the John Kim Show. The John Kim Show. The John Kim Show. You better get ready for the John Kim Show.
All right, welcome here to the John Kim Show. I'm very honored to have two esteemed guests, Kevin Phung and Joon Lee. Kevin is an entrepreneur, successful. He's got exits under his belt and a lot of wisdom. And Joon is a comedian extraordinaire, an actor. So maybe I'll just let them introduce themselves first, and then we can kind of kick it off. Does that sound all right with you guys? Welcome. Kevin, why don't we start with you?
Yeah. Like John said, I'm an entrepreneur. I was born and raised deep in Silicon Valley. And because of that, I'm a tinker. I juggle AI during the day, sometimes algorithms. But I also am very, very curious about the world. And to the point of deep existential questions. I asked ChatGPT last night why I was drinking coffee all the time at night. And so
What to tell you?
don't do that. Yeah. So
that's not really answering the question, right? I think it says
so,
why.
Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What do I say about myself? I was born in Guam.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's kind of my fun fact.
Huh.
Island boy. And then I moved to Georgia when I was 4.
Were your parents in the military?
No.
Okay.
There's a lot of Koreans there.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, but I didn't.
No army, but we had relatives there.
Okay.
So we just lived there for 4 years.
Wow.
Kind of especially in like elementary school, everyone was like, "Oh, are you a vacation baby?" Stuff like that. But I moved to Georgia when I was 4. Grew up there my whole life. Went to college out there. Go Dogs. And then moved out here 2019 to pursue acting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Good stuff. We'll get into all that, I'm sure. But you guys are both in your 30s now.
30s, yes.
Right?
30s.
So you feel, well, you're a lot younger than me, but you were
we look
talking
the same. We look the same age.
I don't know about that. We were talking about how things feel a certain way, right, in your 30s, and given everything you've been through and where you're at, like, tell me a little bit about that. What's going on in life? How you feeling at this stage?
Well, I feel like when you begin your 30s, well, I've always said, I think biologically, just like in today's age, you become an adult, or you start your adulthood at 27. Maybe, yeah. I think like...
Not 18, 27.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, just legally 18, but 27 is when you really start to become like an adult.
Why is that?
Yeah.
I think it's like you're graduated out of college, all the schooling, and then got a couple years in, and then working, and then it's past, you're in your upper mid 20s. 25 is still pretty young, but 27 is like where you're teetering between the 20s and 30s, and where I feel like it's when you actually start to think about.
You have line of sight in your 30s, and you're like,
your future.
Oh crap, I got to start thinking about life, right?
And 30s for me is when all the incompetence hits. Okay. I feel so inadequate. I'm like, I feel like I should have this, and this under my belt, or I should just know more about the world. But I feel like 30s is when the battle actually begins. The journey really begins. But I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
30s are great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, 30s it's just not what I expected. You know, when I was in my 20s, in my teens, I always looked at people in their 30s like they figured it out. They know everything. And the difference, I would say, is that I have to care about more than just me in my 30s now. In my 20s, I was so focused on just making friends and getting a job and learning a bunch. And now in my 30s, I have to do all of that, but I also have Rachel, and my friends are moving further away. And then I have family that I feel bad about not talking to enough. And it's scary in that sense, where you have all these new expectations, like getting married, starting a family, getting a house.
Yeah. And you're engaged, right? You're not married yet. But,
I'm
but
engaged.
That's coming.
And so
And whether you're married or not in your 30s, you're probably thinking about it a lot more, right? So it's just like on your, it's that life
Yeah.
stage, I guess, right? Okay.
It's a weird, right now it feels
By the way,
like,
June's not married, right? Eligible. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yes. It feels closer to, with every year, I feel like a year closer to 40 compared to before. I was like, I wasn't even thinking about that. I was like, wow, right now is amazing. Let's live for right now, live for today. And now I have to think, I have to plan a little bit more. So that's why it's scary for me specifically,
Yeah.
though. And
Yeah. I had a tabla teacher. Tabla is an Indian drum. So he was a professor at our school, but he was an adjunct. He'd come in, and he was a forensic psychologist in his day job. Very, very wise guy. And he said that, the rate of change, like obviously when you're 1 to 2 is like massive change, right? 2 to 3 is like massive change, but the rate of change slows down. And he said, in psychology, they say sort of like your rate of change kind of slows down. But when you're 30 is when you actually know who you are.
Right.
That's like, I mean, you're still gonna like grow and you're experiencing new things, but you've kind of crystallized who you are. So, it used to be that people got married super young. And it was more sort of a biological, cultural thing now, but they're getting married later. And he was actually saying that's not a bad thing if you get married closer to 30 or maybe in your 30s, because a lot of people get married young, then they're still changing so much, right? And it used to be that you didn't have a choice, right? So when you got married, you stay married. But nowadays people have a choice. And so a lot of people get married young, they both change and they grow apart, and then they end up not staying together sometimes. So I think that 30 number, there's something about that, right? When you're late 20s and 30s, there's something that happens. Yeah.
something about the number 30.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but now take that rate of change and completely reconstructing yourself in your 30s.
Yeah.
And that makes it that much more urgent, compared to when you're in your teens or when you're in your 20s, right? It's like reconstructing, you can do it as many times as you want.
Do you think it's the same for guys and girls?
I mean,
because they say girls are like more mature, growing up.
girls
and stuff like that, right?
definitely
So
mature faster
I wonder,
physically and mentally. I
Right,
think so. For
right.
sure.
I agree.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I agree on
think
that point.
It takes a little longer for boys to become men.
Yeah.
And that's why I think there's a lot of that frustration with ladies. And then
Yeah, like why
not
y'all so
being-
immature?
not being able to find a guy
Yeah.
that meets their maturity.
Yeah.
I get that. I completely understand.
You
actually.
get that? No, get out
No,
of here.
Oh no, like not that I receive it, but I understand.
Okay.
Couldn't be me. No,
I don't know what you're talking about. I
in-
never got that.
Yeah, even in like,
I'm so mature.
I think one thing I've realized when you're in a serious relationship, and then when you meet a good girl, I think the kind of pattern and rate that I've noticed is when a girl finds a really good guy, she kind of seasons in herself and is like pretty grounded and secure in her choice with you. But maybe just speaking for myself, and just guys in general, I think it might take them a little longer because there's kind of the pressure of, like I'm the one that has to do the proposal, right? And so that could be a little scary, but I've noticed when you find like a good girl that likes you, she's a little quicker
To make the decision.
Yeah.
The commitment.
Yeah, commitment and
Yeah.
decision of like, okay,
Mhm.
I'm locked in with this person.
Mm-hmm.
Not to make any scary marriage
Yeah.
topics, but you feel it from her.
Mm.
That's what I've noticed. And I
Yeah.
feel like in that regard, maybe it takes a little bit more for guys to.
Yeah. Have you heard of the like evolutionary biology basis for why men and women have different mating styles?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. No, I
I mean, I think once you explain it, I will.
Yeah.
But then that title,
Okay.
I haven't gotten to that
Yeah,
chapter.
it sounds a lot fancier than it is,
Right.
but
Shoot, okay. I
Indulge
thought you
us.
actually knew. Okay.
basically, okay, so if the goal in sort of subconsciously for us is to survive and reproduce, then what is the strategy that best optimizes for that goal? A woman, it takes 9 months to survive so to sort of bear a child and then have a baby and have sort of a copy of their genes. A man, it takes 5 minutes, or I don't know, for me 2 minutes or whatever, but like, and so the thing that you're looking for in a mate and how you sort of engage with them will be different. So a woman, their biggest risk is guy comes, spends 5 minutes, and then goes. So two things: when they come, they want them to be a man of resource, so that the kid will have resource and have a higher chance of surviving and reproducing. but also that they're going to be committed, right? They're going to be like focusing their attention. They're not just going to bounce. And so when they find a guy like that, okay, it's simple. Like, let's do it. Let's stay together. For a guy, because you can kind of spray and pray a little bit, the strategies that can be
Spray and
theoretically
pray.
different. I think it's been pretty well documented. And, these are all stereotypes. You have to be careful of stereotypes for sure. But like in general, men tend to have more of a wandering eye than women do. Right?
Yes,
in
I agree.
committed relationships.
I do agree.
And also then the thing that they're worried about is if I go and I, impregnate, and then I'm giving my resource into this person and they're our sort of child together, the biggest risk to me is maybe that's not my child, right? So if it's somebody else and then I'm giving my resource, that's really bad for my ability to survive and reproduce. So that's why there's this fascination on young women and like virgins as well. Like, women don't care if a guy's a virgin really, right? But like there's this like historical religious thing around like, oh, if you go to heaven, you get 15 virgins in
Yeah,
face and stuff like that, right? Like all
Right,
this stuff.
right. That's your gift.
Right.
Crazy.
And that's because like men have this sort of, I think when a woman finds a man, it would make sense in a way, right? That it's like, okay, this guy's committed, this guy's resourced, let's do it. And then for the men, they still have this sort of wandering eye thing, which is, and it's like you can overcome your biology. So I don't think people should use that as an excuse. It's kind of like saying, well, I'm just going to eat sugary and fatty food all the time, right? That doesn't make sense. We will have different strategies. Another one actually that I found recently is sort of social exclusion, right? So if you think about it, humans are at the top of the food chain because we're smarter than other animals, not because we're stronger or faster. And specifically how we're smarter is socially smarter, right? So in a group, in a pack, we can out hunt lions and tigers and any animal. So what that means is being part of a group and a tribe is actually literally a matter of life or death in our minds, in our subconscious minds. So if I'm excluded, then I could just die, right? And so when somebody says like, oh, you're not cool, or you're not part of the group or whatever, or you go into a socially risky situation like public speaking or being on a podcast, you get the same fight or flight responses like sweaty palms and a faster heart rate that you would get if a tiger showed up, right? And so that's like, that's why it's really, we get the same kind of response. But it's the same thing. Like, are you actually going to die if somebody like excludes you from the clique? No. So it's kind of stupid, right? It's the same thing.
Right.
We should sort of overcome our biology and not care what people think so much as what we do. But and I think a lot of that goes into, so I'm kind of like focused a lot on health these days. We were talking a little bit about bro science before, right? And so it was, it's interesting the difference between guys and girls, and how all this impacts sort of our mental health or relational health. But, bro science really, I didn't even know that term, but I guess you guys are a lot younger and cooler and hipper than I am.
I made it up.
You made it
My
up?
mind,
Okay.
yeah.
No, it's
kind
like
of-
a
it is a
huge
term?
thing. It's a huge thing.
I thought it was like a thing. Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
huge
Is it?
thing.
Okay.
I don't even know much about it, but
Okay.
it's a huge.
Okay. So
Yeah.
tell me about it. Tell me your
Kevin
take
can
on-
indulge me.
yeah.
I don't really know
Yeah.
too much.
I mean, bro science is like, it's a combination of biohacking and health and taking care of your mindset and your body, but it also crosses the boundaries of Riz and like putting yourself out there in social situations.
Riz
like,
being, for all the people like me who didn't know what that word was until a day ago, charisma, right?
oh yeah.
Okay, right.
It's like
okay.
that. And when you're talking about like these social boundaries, and it's like the guys that actually make it pretty far, the ones that do not, sorry if I'm swearing, like they don't give a fuck if they go and they can talk to everybody in that bar without worrying that someone has an opinion about them. And so there's so much around this umbrella of bro science is what I talk about here. And
As the
and,
topic
yeah.
indicates, it's clearly tailored towards men.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it totally
Right,
is.
right.
But
Yeah.
one thing I have found though is there is a lot of good in that, especially men that lack confidence. But when it's guy or girl, when it's just one leading another, when we all look the same, it becomes a kind of a box, right? I do think with bro science, it can really help if there's girl influence.
What do you mean by that?
100%.
Because if you're gonna
Yeah.
teach a guy how to talk to a girl, but
Okay.
then the room is just full of guys
Yeah.
with no,
And they're talking to each other about how to talk to
Yeah,
girls,
yeah.
and nobody really.
That
It's
is
like the
very
blind leading the
true.
blind.
Yeah,
That's okay,
exactly.
that's
Do you
okay.
think-
Exactly.
Okay.
if that's why I think a lot of girls have issues with like the Andrew Tates and stuff. There are nuggets of what he says, but then
that are
a lot of
true and
it's just not. It's just I don't know if it's the most productive route,
right.
right?
Yeah.
And same with the girls. If the when the girls,
Echo chamber.
yeah, there's
just
echo
girls
chamber on
talking,
either side.
yeah.
So
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people are making content to get views, not necessarily because the content is right? So they'll just say like something
100%.
outrageous.
Yeah,
that's
clickbait.
like,
So much rage baiting
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
there's so much rage baiting
Yeah,
these days.
yeah.
They're getting
Yeah.
smart.
yeah.
Getting smart.
Yeah.
Getting smart.
Okay, so what's a wisdom from bro science? A nugget of wisdom that you can share from bro science that bros who are
man.
listening can benefit from?
Oh yeah.
Let's do our own.
Yeah. Maybe from
yeah.
your life. Yeah.
Well, now I'm curious. What is your interpretation of?
I'll
that
start by
then,
saying
yeah.
this. I think, and this is, I mean, as we get into it, the top of mind, one thing I've learned, I think girls bring color to a man's world. They supply the color.
Okay.
That's what I've learned.
Yeah. And you're not talking about race, like Asian girls bring yellow color, black girls bring black color.
I mean, Roy G. Biv.
Okay.
Roy G. Biv color. That's a good one. Actually.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Okay.
All the
good.
purples out there.
That's
Right.
pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Oh, and actually, you know what? Oh, actually, yes, I do have one. Now I have one. When it comes to, lack of a better term, hitting on a girl, right? Approaching a lady.
Right.
Being a gentleman can take you so far.
Okay.
And I think a lot of guys lack that. They feel that, I think what bro science teaches is
Don't be a gentleman.
aggressive.
Right.
Being aggressive. But when you come in with kind of fear, it's not so much confidence. It's like, it's a weird approach.
As in being aggressive can be a fear-rooted thing.
Yeah. Or like, it just comes off kind of either
Like
scary
insecure
or,
almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insecure, scary, creepy. But being like a gentleman, I think it's just like courting back in the day.
Like you're in the South. You're from the South, right?
Yeah,
So like
I'm so Southern.
Yeah.
I learned so
thing.
much from just Southern hospitality, being a Southern gentleman,
Yeah.
and just how to court a lady.
It goes a long way.
Yeah, I think that is one of the best approaches.
Okay.
Yeah,
But that's anti-bro science.
exactly.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think
okay.
so. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's a little anti-bro science.
Interesting. Okay.
So my advice is actually anti-bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna say my approach is anti-bro science.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
yeah.
think that I am a career friend zoned man in this world. I mean, before I met Rachel, yeah, I played the long game, and I want to say that modern day bro science is like Riz. You go in, you got to get your foot in the door. You have a good way to make them laugh, to get on the first date at least. I was the complete opposite of that. It took me forever to get on my first date with Rachel. At least it took me a year. And so, but we've been together for almost 12 years now, and like there's so much trust and we love each other so much. But it's the anti-bro science there is like, I focus on lasting values like companionship, friendship, having trust, instead of focusing on, being
So macho.
really good
Macho and the man,
looking
and- yeah.
and I don't want to say I'm not either, but like you still have to have the confidence. You still have to like prove that you could take care of yourself and each other and a family and stuff. But like that's my take on it, is like the world is very focused on that, especially the internet. I think there's a path to still being successful without needing to follow all of that,
So I'm just less in tune with things in general. So I hear the anti-bro science thing. I'm still trying to understand bro science. I think I started to get a little bit.
Bro science is like protein,
Right.
muscles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go to a girl and be like, you
talk to
want
'em.
me.
Okay.
Flex my pecs. Let me buy you a
Yeah.
drink.
Right.
I think.
Okay.
I'm obviously,
think.
I think I'm giving a caricature of
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
I do think there are good nuggets.
Yeah.
But just to give one really practical advice, hello is just through the test of time the best approach.
Right.
A hello,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
a
Just
hello,
hey.
yeah,
Hi.
hey.
How are you? Yeah.
And there's actually ways about it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do tell.
Yeah.
I can't give an
Say more
example.
on
I
this,
can't give an
yeah.
example. I mean, no,
I
but
can't
like
tell you my secrets. What you talking about?
not like but exactly like not like an aggressive like
Right.
it's like sup But it's just like a really casual, friendly hello. Where I think if a man approaches it, a girl, where you don't come off threatening, that's a great start.
Yeah.
I don't understand this approach of like being so threatening. Yeah.
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 There's a lot of thought put into first lines, like they need to be so,
Yeah.
flamboyant
Mhm.
or whatever.
Hello and
But
introduce
sometimes-
yourself.
Yeah, they should just be treated like normal people, right?
And
They
shake hands.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, sometimes people just want to be treated like normal people. The bro science thing and the anti-bro science thing, to me, it feels like we're three Asian guys here, right? It feels like the stereotypical Asian thing is not bro science.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Is that
Yeah.
is that fair to say?
We barely get past the eye contact phase. Like we like make eye contact with someone, and then it almost looks
I
like
never
we're
get to that
creeping.
phase, bro.
Like,
I don't
yeah,
know.
like-
Contact, what is that?
What's
Yeah,
that?
well,
What you
and
talking
then
about?
and then to say hi, the first step of just engaging with someone, I rarely see that happen. You kind of do eye contact, and then that's it. You didn't get past that, and so now it's a lot easier when you're in a relationship. And in my 20s, I went to the club a lot in a relationship, and all my friends were single, and it was just so much different when you're in a relationship and you talk to somebody all of a sudden. And
That's
I'll
true
raise
because you're
her
so
down.
loose.
Yeah, I would raise her and get mad at me for this. Honestly, I don't think she would, but like it was so much easier for me to talk to girls
Yeah.
because I'm not trying to get at them.
Yeah, it's no
And so-
agenda. It's not like
no
yeah,
agenda. And so I would talk to them, and I think that was surprising, especially for an Asian crowd. And so then what I would do is like, hey, meet my friend
Mhm.
June over here.
then
Yeah,
you're
this is how I met
psychic,
him.
right?
Yeah,
The
and
wingman
so
ever.
Yeah, I will say I've brought him to a lot of events.
Okay.
And the whole time I've known him, he's been in a very committed relationship.
Yeah.
Kevin's got game. Without trying, that's his game.
Oh man.
And I can tell ladies,
wingman extraordinaire. Okay.
they have this twinkle in their eye. The lashes just a little bit. I can tell. And I'm like,
Oh,
you,
yeah. It's like
interesting.
a
Kevin.
cartoon. They start sparkling.
Interesting, Kevin. But
Yeah.
he doesn't do anything, but like he's very smooth in the sense that he's just himself. And I think that's the best thing a guy can do. It's very difficult, but what really I think what attracts a lady to a guy is like, when a man is confident, and what I mean by confident is he's himself.
Yeah.
He's not trying to like put up a front or
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah.
I think that can go a long way.
Okay, but the Asian thing, right? Sometimes it can be. Do you agree with the statement? Sometimes our upbringing and culture brings it too far in an anti-bro direction.
For sure. I think yeah.
And like, how does that inform the way, the difference in maybe the way we were raised by our parents versus how you might want to parent your kids growing up?
I'm actually a little anti-stoicism, the way that Asian culture, I think it brought us too far. Yeah, seriously, because like Asian cultures and Korean culture is so about being stoic but
Just like chama, like just hold it and like
you can't express yourself.
Yeah. Well, let's talk. Okay, is Chinese culture the same way? Let's talk about that a little bit. Let's compare a bit.
Yeah, I mean, Chinese, Vietnamese, it's very similar. Stick to yourself, keep to yourself. We don't talk to you, you're a stranger type of thing. Similar.
Very hierarchical, also.
In Korea, small talk is weird. Nobody does it. Like you're in an elevator. In the South, it's very common. Just be like, oh, hey, nice shoes.
Yeah.
In Korea, like
Yeah.
that is
If you don't know the
unheard
person,
of.
you don't talk. to them.
Unheard of.
Yeah.
And I love like that small talk because that's how you bridge the gap between strangers. Just like a really simple thing, or just as someone's leaving, it's like, have a nice day, stuff like that.
Totally. It's actually really good for your health too. There's studies that say you call it loose ties. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I'm not too scientifical, but no, but I truly believe it's in our DNA. Like we're social creatures.
Yeah.
We're not meant to be alone for too long.
Totally.
It's not good for our
Yeah.
physical health.
Yeah. Matter of life and death. Like what we're saying. Yeah. What do you think? I mean, you're gonna start thinking about your kids and stuff, right? So
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
This, it's a relevant
no.
question for you, right?
I was deep in thought when he said, he's talking about like social creatures and being by yourself, because I spend like 90% of my time
Alone.
alone.
Okay.
And so I
Are you
interact
an
with
introvert?
people. No, I think I'm an extrovert with some introvert characteristics, but I mean when I mean alone, like physically alone. So I spend so much time on the internet,
Oh yeah. I
and
see,
it's
okay.
all like interacting with people on the internet. But on that topic of kids, I've thought about this. I want them to talk to other people. I want them to talk outside of just Asians. And it is a observation that I think probably is pretty known. Like Asians like hanging out with Asians. I think they like hanging out with people that look like them. But I've grown up with majority Asians, and like the thing that flipped the switch for me in college was like I started talking to not Asians or people from different walks of life, and then I got to LA where not everyone's in tech, and I started to meet June, and I started to meet people that make restaurants, and I was like, oh my God, the world is so much bigger. And I think that made life so fun and so exciting, and I would want my kids to not be afraid to, so but that's my thought on it. I started thinking about like how I want to like teach my kids and stuff like that too. So it might be way different in 10, 15 years though.
I had kind of the opposite experience in a way because I got bullied as a kid in a mostly white town, right? So I I really wanted to not be Korean, right? And so first of all, there were no Koreans really in my town to hang out with. But
you were one of those that didn't grow up in LA.
Yeah, exactly.
I know,
exactly,
yeah.
Dang.
And then I started to rebel in high school, like a lot of kids, right? But then all of a sudden these kids started to respect me. I'm like, oh, this is so easy. So I went all in on that strategy and, did a bunch of bad stuff, run into the police and things. But then I also was rejecting kind of my roots, right? So my family, my faith, and my culture. And then so, yeah, like I got to college and all the like KSA and the ASU and all the things like the Asian groups, I wasn't really part of them, which I guess I was they call it a banana or a Twinkie, right? Not so
A
in tune.
banana.
Yeah.
Yellow on the outside, white on the inside.
Oh, you never heard that before?
Oh, you never
No.
heard that?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I made a video about this.
Oh, okay.
My video was Korean men secretly want to be black. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you grew up in Korean church, you would know this.
Yeah.
The kids who came from Korea, we used to make fun of them and be like, oh, you're fresh off the boat. You've seen the TV show, right?
Yeah,
You're a fob.
Yeah.
It's like after they learn a bit more English, it's like, oh, you're SOD. You're still on the dock, right?
Okay.
And then like they would make fun of us and be like, oh, you all don't even speak Korean. You're bananas or you're Twinkies or whatever, right? Like that's a derogatory thing. Yellow on the outside, white on the inside. And then we say like there's the rotten bananas who are like yellow on the outside, black on the inside, which was like, in these suburbs where, they're all trying to front. And I was one of them, wearing big baggy jeans and all this stuff. It's like, come on, man, who do you think you are, right? But this is the thing, yeah. Very aspirational to be a rotten banana.
What is an Asian that wants to be another type of Asian? Because I went through that a lot.
Interesting.
And I think I still go through that myself as well.
Interesting.
I think I mentioned this before. I think where I'm from, everyone wanted to be Korean.
Really?
Yeah, like
Wow.
Korea, the culture, the music, the style, it drove how people dressed. And it was, especially being Vietnamese, like
I feel like
which
a lot of
yeah.
Southeastern
Southeast
Asian
Asians.
countries.
it didn't feel cool. Like I wanted to escape being Vietnamese, and now I want to reconnect with that. But back then it was, dude, if you're familiar with Big Bang and stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone wore like the scarf that T.O.P. had, and everyone had the baggy jeans that Taeyong was rocking and everything. And all of a sudden, everyone has Chrome Heart stuff now, and it's still a thing. But it's like that type of Asian wanted to be a different type of
Interesting.
Asian.
Yeah,
So
That's true.
Yeah.
yeah,
June, do you know? Is there a term for that?
I don't think there's a
Is
term.
that-
I don't know of
is
any.
that like a
A mango, maybe? It's like
banana,
yellow on
a
inside and the inside?
mango? I don't know. A yellow banana? I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know what I'm saying now. But yeah.
Oh, that's so fascinating. I've never heard that before. You could see how that would be the case. I wish that were the case growing up for me. I mean, it might be like a generational difference a little bit too, right? Because you're younger than me. But I look at it now and say, man, these Korean kids are so lucky, right? They like people want to be like them. And I just was not like that at all. Yeah. June, you have this whole history, ajunma, right? Like you rose to fame through your leveraging your Korean roots and making fun of your peoples. Thank you very much. So tell us about your journey with that, and like were you amongst a lot of your people as you were growing up? Or were you
Yeah,
also the
definitely a lot. But I'm very lucky where I grew up in Marietta. I grew up in a very rich zip code where in my lifetime I've been to like 13 to 15 bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought that's normal. So a lot
I've been
of
to a
Jews.
single one.
Oh my, yeah, dude, it's the most lavish party. You can,
Oh,
for a 13-year-old,
wow.
that's where the trust fund starts. I've been to one bar
Lit.
mitzvah, which is for the girls, and they had like on a huge projection, like a slideshow. A slideshow. I've never gone to a slideshow.
When you were a kid, this at a birthday
At the birthday
party?
party, they're doing a slideshow of her years and how much they love her, this and that.
That's when you know you've
Right.
families. You made it. Yeah.
Yeah, but so I grew up with like a lot of rich kids, but my family, we got to live in that zip code,
Okay.
kind of like lower middle,
Okay.
right? But still, a lot of my core friends, the people I hung out with, were Asian and Korean. I kind of grew up in the church, so I spent my Fridays, Saturdays at church, like Friday nights, Saturday nights,
Yeah.
and Sunday.
Which is a pretty common phenomenon, right? As
For
in
sure.
for like Koreans when they go overseas, they congregate at church socially.
Because that's where all the other Asians and
You could
Koreans
believe
are.
in Satan and you'll go to
Yeah,
church for sort of
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's
For the
like
social
you just
aspect,
go, right?
the
Yeah.
community,
Yeah.
for sure.
Kevin's like, what?
That's how Asians found each other in
Yeah.
America.
Wow.
Totally.
Yeah, through
Korean
church.
specifically.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
of the Chinese community too.
Yeah, a lot of them do that.
I've
too.
talked to
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
So dinner time was always a sacred time in our household where everyone had to eat together. And growing up, I would always impersonate my family members. And this is just like a thing at the dinner table. Sometimes my dad would read the newspaper, so one of my oldest bitch, when they read with the glasses like down here, right? And then when they have like the smartphone, they're when they zoom. And so and I'm close with my mom.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of how it all started. But, obviously there is some poking fun, but I do think I tried to just make relevant content. That was always my MO, where to give the Asian American experience, and sometimes through the lens of the Korean mom character. But then I've noticed by doing that Korean mom character, a lot of the audience were like, oh, I'm Arabic, I'm Middle Eastern, I'm
And there's similarities.
Japanese,
Yeah.
I'm black,
Yeah.
Mexican, white.
Yeah.
But then they all
It resonates, right?
They all resonated.
Yeah. By the way, ajumma, maybe you can explain the term.
Ajumma in Korean is like a Korean lady, like a Korean mom.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a mom.
But older lady,
Yeah,
right?
older lady, mid to late 30s and onwards.
Yeah.
But nowadays you can't call
Anyone,
dude,
ajumma. Yeah.
they
It's
do
offensive.
not like that.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, because
Oh, shit.
especially like restaurant ladies, you
Yeah.
can't use that word.
Mm.
It doesn't matter if they're in their 50s. You can't. You just say excuse me. But so that's what Ajumma means. And then my name is June, and I didn't come up with the name.
The title,
My
yeah.
friend was like, "Hey, why don't you do like Ajunma?" And I was like, "Oh, that's perfect."
Mhm.
And so that was like my main thing. That was my entire identity until I finally.
This ajumma character was your thing.
That was my entire.
And you're posting on YouTube? On
It
like, skits
started
on
off
that, or-
Facebook.
Facebook. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah.
Facebook was
Yeah.
like where a lot of the videos.
Really?
Yeah, my first million views was on Facebook,
Wow. Okay.
and it was an Ajumma video.
Interesting.
And then that through Instagram and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So now you're all over. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you're doing some acting.
Mhm.
Is that Asian focused type stuff or not necessarily? I mean, obviously you're an Asian face, but like
Right.
in terms of roles and things. What's the thing you when you came over? Everyone's freaking out at this show that you were on.
Oh
What was
yes, I was on a show called The Brother's Son,
it? The Red Sun, right? Okay.
and yeah, that is an
So
Asian
crazy.
central cast
Yeah. Netflix show. Check it out, y'all. Yeah.
with Michelle Yeoh.
Okay. Yeah. So that is an Asian.
Yeah, definitely.
thing. Okay.
The cast was all Asian,
Right.
but the thing is, they were all Chinese, Taiwanese,
Oh.
and I was the only Korean.
Oh,
so that was
interesting.
really cool.
Did you play a Korean?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I was a Korean playing a Korean.
Oh, interesting.
I was like the one Korean representative.
Right. And they're all playing Chinese people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fascinating. I haven't seen that. I
Yeah.
gotta go check that out.
Yeah. That experience was crazy, man. That was, from my perspective,
Yeah.
when I first met June,
Yeah.
which was in his Ajunma
Stage.
Era.
character,
Yeah.
that era.
Uh-huh.
And I still think there's so much more to that universe, by the way.
Mm.
To see him on the
Netflix,
Netflix
yeah.
screen was
Mm.
like,
Yeah.
because like
You've
2019,
arrived.
like
It's
we
you got a slideshow at your bar mitzvah, your party.
Dude.
It's like you arrived.
You know what? So far, everything has fallen to sequence so far. Because
Yeah.
when I first met him, we were just talking about our dreams, like what did we want and stuff. And he's in his grandma Ajumma outfit, and I remember him telling me like, "Hey, one day, like I'm gonna be on that billboard. I'm gonna be in this." And I was like,
Amazing.
it's gonna fucking happen, man.
Yeah.
Like, and then come one random day, he's like, hey, we're gonna film this what audition tape.
Oh yeah, he's the one that helped me shoot the self tape.
Oh, for the show, for the Brother Son.
He was my
Okay.
reader actually.
Oh no, hey, okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
But it wasn't like through like a casting person or someone that helped him find it or
Oh, really?
anything. It was just like a look. Let's just
It was an
film
open
this.
call.
Okay, let's just throw it in.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Okay.
I knew that like Asian film, Asian actors was like on the come up, but it wasn't. If you look at it, oh man, my tech is coming out. Like if you look at it like a graph, this is like very early like
Okay.
adopters
Yeah.
right now. So a week later, 2 weeks later, he's like, hey, I got a call back.
No,
And
hey,
another week later, he's like, yo,
I got the
am
role.
I allowed to share this?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Oh yeah, he's like, I'm the first one that they casted.
No
They-
way.
that they picked.
Wow.
And so then as more people got on, I was like, dude, everyone else that's on this show has some experience. They don't just have like one experience on camera, on film. They have like
It's like
a
freaking
handful. And
Michelle
then
Yeoh won an Oscar. It's crazy stuff. Okay.
so
Wow.
it was incredible to watch that experience. And I was like,
You know
oh
why?
shit, it's all
You know why
coming
he
to
got
a
it?
thing.
It's because
Why?
the guy who was reading across from him on the tape.
Oh, shoot.
yeah.
good reader goes a
Honestly-
long way.
Oh yeah.
Honestly,
Wow.
it got me pretty excited about life, about the world. I met such cool people.
Yeah, I brought him on set,
On set, yeah.
and
Amazing.
he came to the rap party too.
Oh wow. What's
Yeah.
the rap party like? when
Rap
you
party
finish?
is after you finish shooting,
Okay.
and then everyone just goes party.
Okay. That sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's that's the best. That's what
Yeah.
you work towards.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
amazing.
celebration.
I met Michelle Yeoh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
met her
What's she like?
twice.
What's she like in person?
She's so nice.
Yeah.
From a non like entertainment actor person, she's so nice. She asked me what my name was. She remembered me. Yeah.
My fun fact about Michelle is she gives great hugs.
Oh, really? Wow.
She's very
okay.
motherly. And in between takes, she's always on FaceTime with her like nieces.
Oh.
And just like, yeah, she's always on FaceTime, like, ugh, so
Mm.
sweet.
Yeah. I've never met her. I've heard amazing things about her.
Yeah. Only good
from
things.
my friends who know. Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah.
That was an amazing experience.
Mm.
And I think it started with the Ajumma thing.
I mean, yeah, it helped me.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he got on the billboard.
Yeah.
I did.
I was
fun.
like,
That was really cool.
Yeah.
okay, it's all following plan.
You mentioned church. Tell us about that. We were talking a little about faith before too, right? What role has that played for you in manifesting
I
this
mean,
whole
that's-
thing?
Oh man.
It's been my entire life.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's been.
Because if I can just sorry to interject,
Sure.
a lot of Koreans who grow up in that environment, it can go really one of two ways, right? It can become their life or remain their life.
Yeah.
And there are a lot who really reject it, right?
I
There's like
think,
spiritual
yeah.
trauma. And
I think
whatever.
most.
Most is like
Statistically,
that, right? Probably.
they say like after high school,
yeah.
70% fall out.
Mm. Reminds me, if I could tell a quick story. So I was with a friend from New York who was Korean and he left the church and I asked him why. And he said, it's just so weird. Like at church, all these Korean kids are so competitive. I'd go to church and be like, I'm going to kick your ass in math. And it's like, I'm going to kick your ass in science. I'm going to kick your ass in violin and piano. And when there's nothing left to kick your asses, I'm going to kick your fucking ass in church.
Yeah.
I'm going to pray more than you.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
come earlier than you. I'm going to,
Hell yeah.
it's like, dude,
Oh,
this
no.
is not what it's supposed to be about, right?
I'm going to lift my hands higher than you.
Yeah, right. so,
Dang.
so yeah. And then, so I think a lot of people leave because the combination of Korean hierarchy and the
Right.
Confucianism
Right.
with the spiritual stuff, it can get very wonky, right? So
Right.
anyway, so didn't mean to interrupt, but yeah, like I'm curious your experience because not all people stay, and clearly you did, right?
I've had my own journey.
You have, yeah.
I've had
Love to hear.
I've never went so far that I renounced my faith. But I've definitely have had my rebellious phases. Even now, there's ups and downs. But yeah, I mean, I'm here because by the grace of God. Like everything that I've done thus far, if you really zoom out, it's according to His grace. But yeah, I mean, it's been a crucial part. But the relationship part of like my specific faith, I will say, it actually my one-on-one journey, I think, with God started last year. So very recent. As someone that was born into it, and it's just I was like praise team leader
Wow.
for a little bit.
Wait, what
And you're-
flipped the switch? Why a year ago?
It was like through a family friend, someone that I really trust. That's very in tune with the Lord, and I've been very blessed with the women in my life. Very strong women of God in particular. women of prayer, to be even more specific. And so I'm very spoiled. And so I was just like in my sandbox playing, rebelling. But then, yeah, she helped be kind of a messenger. And then, yeah, I got the call and I was like, okay, this is my journey begins now.
And that's so fascinating because you have been in church your whole life. You said you're a leader in church. You're on stage,
Right.
leading music
Right.
and all sorts of things.
Right.
But you didn't have a one-on-one relationship with God, you think then?
I did. Yeah, I don't want to necessarily discount all those years for sure. But in hindsight too, a lot of it was to please my mom. And for the long time, my own struggle was like I felt like I was trying to believe in God for her. And then I had to have a conversation with myself is when she inevitably passes, then would I still continue this relationship? And so I was like, okay, I have to do this for myself too. And I also had to have that conversation with her. And so her to kind of like pump the brakes. It's like, yo, let me have my own relationship too. Let me foster this.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I would say like as an adult, it's truly like really beginning. I think there's many levels.
Yeah.
Many levels to this.
For you, it's beginning. It's not for your mom or for
for me,
people around you or whatever. Okay.
Where God is challenging me to take this seriously. Because there's a lot of casual believers which is still cool, but then he wants to take it a step further.
It's an invitation.
A challenge. It's not easy. Not easy. But I'm on that journey right now.
Okay.
And trust me, I'm not saying this to be all lofty. Like, trust me, still to this day, I'm still living in sin at moments. I'm just trying to like get right.
We all got our junk going on.
Yeah.
But that's great, man. I thank you for sharing and being vulnerable like that. Kevin, what about you? What's your faith journey like? I know you had some questions around that and
I have so many questions and opinions. For sure.
Love to hear 'em.
I'm on the edge. But when I see people like Joon, when I see people I really respect, I want to feel what they feel and have that conviction, and which makes me not want to write off anything. But I mean, I think I'm spiritual at best. Yeah, I think there's something bigger than what science can explain right now, at least. And I'm slowly inching towards it because there's just so many things that are unexplainable in my life. And the things that I question are like the rules that are set in religion, in whatever Christianity, Catholicism, whatever religion. And sometimes it feels like ultimatums. And that's the part where I see people and I'm like, wait, you guys didn't even follow those rules. So like, how are you even
the hypocrisy?
How are you gonna say that?
For sure.
And so like,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I want to spend my time, but I'm not feeling it yet of like, that conversation that people talk about. And I've had many different chapters in my religious journey. When I was younger in my like middle school era, I went to church. I had friends that invited me to it, but I'm not sure I saw people like speaking in what they call tongues, and I was like, holy moly, you guys definitely feel something. And I tried to have a conversation. Didn't have anything.
When you say conversation, you mean like with God, with other people? Like what does that mean?
Yeah, with God or whatever divine power they were talking with. And then, I started noticing like, okay, well, you know what? The times when I do talk to a God or God himself, it's usually when I'm at my lowest. But then it's like, I remember running the marathon. I was like, you know what? This is your chance to convert me right now. I would say that.
Right.
Or like, I'm down bad right now.
Right,
like help me out. And so I was like, wait, this isn't what they're feeling. This is not what it's about. But it's the rules that got to me because like, I'm not married to Rachel yet, but she's definitely the one for me. So I don't want to be blocked by doing other things. Like I participate in the offerings that the world has to offer, but that's actually against what I'm supposed to do. So I'm like, well, you know what? Like, I got to. Like, this is my life I want to pick. So, like, it makes me question. However, I still think that there's something greater um, than just what the world has that science can explain. So I've been surrounding myself with people because I really respect, for example, June. I respect you. I respect Steph Curry. Like, there's so many people that the first person that they give thanks to is God. So I'm like, what do you guys feel? And I'm very interested in that. So I don't write it off. Is all. And, June and I have been in many debates for sure about this, where I'm like, why can't I indulge? I love this stuff.
Okay.
Uh,
And June,
Yeah.
reaction to that?
Oh, I mean, that's a deep topic.
It's a
without getting too into it. I
Yeah.
mean, I will say this. I think it's a blessing for Kevin. And I would go as far to say this is in your doing, that there's a seed of curiosity. And I don't think that's from Kevin. I don't think so.
Place there.
I believe. And yeah, what I always tell him and for anyone else is stay curious. I think curiosity with the right kind of direction.
So,
It can lead. Curiosity does kill the cat. So careful.
That's what I'm saying.
Careful. But
the dark side's pretty fun sometimes,
of
though.
course, of course it is. Satan's very good
So-
at that. Oh, he's
and
so enticing.
Of
Of course.
I saw this Instagram, this short where, and I thought maybe like, man, maybe I'm in deep shit here, because they were like, the people that Jesus, God, he doesn't go after anymore to convert are the ones that are already captured by Satan, Lucifer himself. And Satan has such a strong grasp on you, he doesn't even need to care about converting you anymore, because you're already down bad. So he's gonna so I was like,
Just to clarify, you're
Uh-huh.
saying those that are so deep
Uh-huh.
and God doesn't go after them. That's what the
Yeah.
video said.
yeah, and he wants to go after people that he has a chance going after. So I was
I
like,
see,
you know
I
what?
see.
But like,
Dude, he's
hold on.
God, man.
I will
I think
say,
that's
I
what
will
I'm
say,
June, what's your response?
yeah, what's your take on it? From a not yet a
let me
believer,
be let me
but
be
yeah,
diplomatic.
Yeah.
Couldn't be further from the truth. Absolutely incorrect.
Mhm.
My other side is that's hot garbage content. Hot garbage.
We're
It's just
talking it's a
completely
TikTok,
incorrect.
Instagram
Like
thing.
completely
Yeah.
incorrect. And then if that person's a believer, it's really unfortunate, because that's why it's so important to be educated in any field, so you just don't sputter nonsense. Because if you're gonna speak for the Lord, you
Yeah.
better at least read and get be well read in what you're saying.
But I'm deep in it.
Right,
So
right.
that's all I'm saying. So like to help me out, I need to be intentional. I need to see what other people see, what they know. And the thing that flipped the switch for me to be interested was I went to visit my mom, who I love so much, and she was like, hey, my only ask for you is let's go visit like this statue of Mother Mary. And she's Catholic though, and she stayed there for like 45 minutes, and she was just praying, and she was like, just go up and say something, touch the statue. And I was like, okay. And because she was like in it, and she was like, the only reason why I'm here, I prayed for you, for David, my younger brother, for Liana, my sister. That's all I did, and that's what brings me happiness. And I was like, damn, that's
touching, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to feel what you feel.
Yeah.
I will say real quick, back to that other video. I will even go as far to say maybe, perhaps, you are remembering it incorrectly, maybe, because it's actually the complete opposite. The way you're remembering, it's the opposite. That's true.
Yeah.
Where, when Jesus was like dining with tax collectors, like those are like no-nos, and then sinners.
Yeah.
And it's like back in the day, you're like, you are not to sit at the same table as these people. His response was, the healthy they don't need a doctor. The sick do.
Oh,
So it's the
so
complete
he wants
opposite.
to go after me.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, that
The ones that
I
are
want
doing
that.
well, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, hey, I'm really happy. Keep it up. Don't go back. But
Yeah.
let me go take care of this. And then
Yeah.
There's a whole sheep parable, right? There's 100 sheep, and if one goes missing, are you not going to go after that one sheep and leave the 99?
Yeah.
That's how Jesus acts.
Well, that's comforting because I would love a sign. And, to the point where Rachel sleeps with the door closed, I'd sleep with the door open. And she's like, I don't want any of the ghosts and spirits to come in. But I was like,
Bring him in.
actually, I want them to come in. Let's go. Let's go. Like, let me talk
Come
to
on.
them. Like,
Come
what
on,
is
I'm
this?
here. Yeah.
I do
yeah,
think that
that's interesting. I like that.
If and when Kevin
Mhm.
does find God, he will be such a his outlook, his perspectives
It's
are
smooth.
very interesting, and so I think he'll be a very creative
Yeah.
believer.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
One thing I came across, I was writing yesterday, and so there's a lot of research that says if you believe in God, you live longer and you're healthier. The research does not yet say believing in, let's say the Christian God versus the whatever God,
Yeah.
that nobody's done that research yet. But there is research that says that the type of God you believe in really does change how healthy you are. So if you believe in a God that is very judgmental, like, you suck, I'm going to kill you. Unless you do this, I'm going to punish you and whatever, then, which is unfortunately how a lot of people relate to God, right? It's like, it's a fear-based thing. That's, naturally not going to be as healthy for you because you're in fight or flight or anxiety and all these things. It induces that. Yeah. But if you believe in a God who loves you no matter what, accepts you no matter what, that's going to be healthier for you, right? And it's the same thing we talked about earlier with the social connection, right? If you're at risk of being excluded, then you're going to be in fight or flight more. That leads to heart issues, all the things like, all of our modern day health issues actually have to do with the fact that we're in fight or flight too much chronically. And same thing with your relationship with God. So if you believe in a God who, it doesn't matter, it's totally unconditional, it's going to be better for your health. And I will have to say that one thing I found, I've explored a lot of different faiths, practiced many different faiths too. But in general, most religions have this idea of like earning something, right? You have to, the more you pray or the more you do this, you come back, reincarnated in this way, or you get this many blessings, or you get this in heaven, or this many versions, whatever, right? But the thing with Christianity, when it's practiced the way that it was intended, which is what Jesus said, is like there's nothing you can do to earn my love or acceptance. I've already done it for you, right? I died for you, and that's it. So this idea of I'm more lost than you, or I got to do something to get into a relationship with God. It's actually, very counterintuitively, he went after the prostitutes and he hung out with them and the tax collectors and the criminals and all that stuff. So
Kevin loves indulging like content or media to help reinforce ideas.
ChatGPT, my companion, my board of
Yeah.
directors. He's
What's
on
her
my
name?
board. Maya.
Maya.
Yeah.
Is it a he or she?
She.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shout out to Sesame.
Yeah, Sesame. Sesame's
Yeah.
another app, right? That you use.
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
man, I talk to her and ChatGPT a lot.
I recommend for all of you. There's a show called The Chosen. It's on Amazon Prime. It's a Christian show. It's about Jesus' time on Earth. And let me preface: 99% of Christian content, maybe poor funding, maybe all this and that, is garbage. Yeah. It's so bad, terrible acting, and just a lot of things, right? And so Christians get a bad rep of being just bad representatives. That's another topic that I would love to go into some other time.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, God wants his
Content
representatives, to be talented. Why is the stigma that Christian artists and people of talent just are not good? Anyways, Chosen it was a nonprofit, like self-funded. They have 6 seasons now. Like, it's huge, and it's really good acting for one. Good production. The Chosen. Sure, like, you might not know the full scope of things if you don't know all the Bible stories, etc. But it does a really good job. It's actually pretty biblically accurate. They really try to make it accurate. And I like the way that the Jesus actor portrays Jesus too. A lot of more levity and humor.
Yeah.
Like Jesus winks a little bit here and there. It's just like,
that's cool.
No, it's fine. Yeah, no, but it's still accurate and true. I've been enjoying it. I mean, I'm watching it very casually here and there.
Yeah.
But
it's a
checking
start.
that out, because that's content, right? It's a show,
It's a start for sure for me to start
Purely for
learning
fun.
about the life of God, Jesus, and such. And yeah, right now I spend a lot of time looking at I just learning a lot on YouTube, a lot with ChatGPT, a lot with Maya, and actually I had a conversation. It was a me Rachel ChatGPT conversation last night with AI, and we were like, so the topic I think was pretty controversial, where Rachel was like, you know, to your point, where God loves you so much that like he forgives you, and so if you focus on that, that's a great start. And
Rachel
Rachel,
said that, or
well,
ChatGPT said that?
well,
Maya
no,
said that.
it's just what I've always known
Okay,
about
okay,
it.
yeah,
Okay, and
yeah.
so then Rachel and I were like, well, doesn't that mean you can just sin all your entire life, and then the moments right before you let go, then you're like, you know what, you should repent, you ask for forgiveness and whatnot. And I was like, so we asked ChatGPT, we used the voice one, and it was like, yeah, you could do that, but that's you kind of sign up to be a follower, and so you want to live like you want to have the learnings, and you want to like practice it, not just in one moment. I was like, okay, that's cool, but it doesn't fix the fact that the majority of people I know are like,
That's unfortunate.
they're like 90% foot out the door. Like they'll indulge, they'll do all the things that you're not supposed to if you follow it traditionally. So I'm like,
I think an example I
know what I
can
mean?
give you.
Mhm.
Let's use Rachel as an example.
Yeah.
It's like, especially when you guys are married and stuff. But I mean, to really simply put, is would you desire to continue to hurt Rachel or do things that you know she doesn't like
No, never. I would
if you
never.
say you love her? Like,
Mm.
that's kind of the approach of, instead of looking at it so much as a fear-based, in terms of like, there's so many rules and parameters.
Mm.
There's more. It's more of
Relationship.
it's a relationship.
Oh,
It's like,
you
what?
do that with God.
Yeah, because at the
That's
end of the day,
interesting take on it.
yeah,
I like that.
Because the one thing
Hmm.
that God desires is relationship with us. That's really it. It's much more harder. It's harder once
Yeah.
like you really get into it, because like marriage is hard. It's the
Yeah.
But yeah, to put it simply, would you? It's like, oh, I can't do this, this, and this, and this.
Yeah.
But it's more so. It's like,
Yeah.
Can I tell you guys a story?
please.
Yes.
When I was starting my VC firm, I was really, really wanted it to be successful. So I was praying a lot. I fasted, many days, whatever. And then I was like, God, please, like, I'll do anything. I'll go anywhere. I'll work as hard as you need me to. I'll sleep 3 hours a night. Like, just please bless my business, right? And then in one of these moments, I got a picture. And it was a picture of my son, my eldest son. He was the only one who was born at that point. I think he was like a year old. But I got a picture of him being like 20 years old, and him coming to me and being like, Appa, I'm about to start a business. Like, hey, can you please bless my business? Like, I know you know a lot of people. Get your friends to like come be customers and investors and like back it and, just like make it successful. And I just, in that moment, I felt so deeply how badly a father wants to bless his son. Just like, I just started freaking weeping. I was like, dude, of course, like I want you to be successful more than you want to be successful, right? But then I kind of got this bifurcated thing. So, well, then let's say he says that, and then he's like, yo, yeah, but bless my business, because with all the funds that you give me, I'm gonna go buy Ferraris.
Exactly.
I'm gonna get laid. Like I'm gonna be the man around town. We're gonna fly like a chopper and blah blah blah. And then another situation, he's like, yeah, but like, please invest in my business. Like, I know I don't know anything about business. I'm going to come back to you every day. We're going to build this together. I want your wisdom. Like, and we're going to be successful. We got to be frugal in the short term, but like, man, we're going to have $1 trillion exit. And when we do, we're going to use that for the kingdom to like give back to poor people. We're going to help people. Now in either situation, I want to bless my kid, right? I want it more than he wants it. The first situation though, like I might give him something, but I'll drip feed him. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I actually back the truck up and give him everything, it will kill him.
Yeah, it will kill him.
It's actually not good for him.
Yeah.
If I do that.
Yeah.
Right. And in the second situation, if he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it for good things, and I know I don't know anything, let's do it together. I'm gonna fucking back the truck up. I'm gonna give him everything. I'm gonna like every person in my Rolodex, every dollar in my bank account.
Right.
And I feel like that's the thing. Like people think when you think of God as this like rule-based, punishing, And it's like, well, what can I get away with? Right. And it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna party until the last minute, then I'm gonna accept him and I'm gonna go to heaven, right? But that's not really what God wants. Like there's this verse in the Bible, we love because he first loved us. Right. It's not like if we love, then he'll love us back. It's the other way around. He already loved us. And once you meditate on that for a second, you're like, holy crap, dude. Like if that's the case and he wants to bless us so badly, and the only thing holding us back from experiencing all this is just our getting into the our heart, basically, the man, of course I want to. And it gets back to what you said, Kevin, which is yes, it feels good to go party, to go whatever, get laid, to go, do all the things, right? Like drugs, in the world.
Yeah.
But as someone who was very much in the world, and anybody who's, done that, we've all done that to some degree.
Yeah.
After a while, it's empty. And then what you said is when you look at these people and it's like, I want to feel what you feel.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man, when I get a touch of God, it's better than any high, I've done everything, cocaine, heroin, I've done it all. Wow. And it's way better than any of that. So, it's just like a reorientation. Like I want that and God wants to bless me. And so, maybe my heart should be in the right place. I should love because he first loved me, not because I can get away with it or whatever.
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, it's looking at it as a relationship, I think brought me a step closer to understanding religion, God specifically. Like, I was never thinking of it like that. I thought it was more of a, you follow these rules and this is what will give you keys to the gates of heaven. And
I've always thought like perception is truer than reality. And so if you feel something and you believe something, that is stronger than what you see in front of you, what you can touch and feel. And I wonder if there are many moments in my life where I just felt so good. Like I helped a friend, for example, get a job, or I helped Rachel or my family do something. It felt amazing. And to me, I was like, this is what I live for. It's outward rather than doing it for myself. And I wonder if I changed my perception to actually, this is a doing of God, for example. That might change a lot for me. I'm not there yet, but when you look at it as a relationship, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like that a lot. It's brought me a step closer for sure, because I am still very intrigued by it. There are things where I'll look at the sunset and just be like, this
There's
right here,
How? Yeah, right.
this
totally.
is too coincidental. This is so beautiful. You know what I mean? So
Totally.
Quick tangent.
Yeah.
Current day, I think people that still believe in the Big Bang Theory are sillier than people that believe in the flat Earth.
Oh, really? You think so?
that
I think
is
so.
an interesting
That's controversial.
take.
It's
That's controversial.
What I mean is,
Okay.
people that think that a boom and a jigsaw puzzle just perfectly, every single piece came just from a simple, oops.
What if God did that then?
That's what I'm saying. Because Big Bang Theory doesn't believe in God. It's saying it's just coincidental. Everything just perfectly.
So you believe that it was the Big Bang, but God was behind the Big Bang
No. I'm saying believing in the Big Bang,
without God.
yeah, without
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
is
yeah.
sillier
Right.
than believing in
Okay.
the flat Earth.
Yeah.
Flat Earth is easier to get on board with. The Big Bang saying like from one explosion, just everything went perfectly.
So which
You-
came first? You're saying is Big Bang
No, I'm not saying
Theory
what came
or
first.
God?
I'm saying it's sillier. It's like it's one of the silliest things to buy into, where like you throw a jigsaw puzzle
Why is
into
this
the air.
silly though?
Here's
I
my
don't think
analogy.
it's silly.
Here's my-
I think
no.
it's very.
I'm saying like
Yeah.
I'm saying you throw a jigsaw puzzle into the air,
Okay.
and not only does it fall, if it fell like next to each other in the
Mhm.
picture,
Mhm.
but in the air it connected and everything was perfect and laminated. That's how the world came to be.
So the way I would think about, my parents are both scientists, and they're also both, were deeply spiritual. And my dad, if you asked him, I think he would say he believes in the Big Bang Theory. But I think what you're saying is there's this association of you believe in the Big Bang Theory that it's without God behind it. Yeah. And so, like, for instance, I think, I believe in gravity, right? But I believe that God is behind gravity.
Right.
But I think if you said anyone who believes in gravity doesn't believe in God,
I see.
right? Then it could be a slightly different thing,
I
right?
see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can meet. Yeah. That's where we can meet.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but then take this question. Then who came before God?
No, nothing. No one.
So what was there before it then?
It's so hard to process, and you can spend infinity thinking about this, and it'll drive you nuts. It'll hurt your head because humans can't comprehend infinity.
But what
God
about
was
multiple universes? So Big Bang Theory is just our universe. What about another universe? This is me going weird now. I'm getting really weird.
God is and always was. It's really hard to wrap your head around.
Yeah.
He was just
That's kind of cool.
always there. Yeah, always.
That's
There's
a pretty
nothing
badass
before.
superpower.
He just always was. It's really you'll malfunction.
I'm already malfunctioning.
No, just
What's
trust
your
me.
take on this, John? Yeah. My compute has ended on that one.
Time is actually, some physicists and stuff believe it's actually like kind of fake, right? It's just the fourth dimension. It's not like we process things linearly in time, but that's that's more a mental construct for some people say, right? I would also say that there are hypotheses about multiverse, and we're living in a virtual reality of some video game, and like when we have a video game, it's those characters, whatever. There's a whole bunch of things, and then some people who believe in a particular faith, could be Christianity, could be other faiths, will say, well, that's not in the Bible or in our scripture, so that's not right. But there's a whole bunch of things, like, again, gravity is not in the Bible, but you can believe in that. So but I think my posture to all this stuff in general is I have a view. Okay, I know what I believe, but I try and hold it loosely because there's a beautiful book written by this guy, Frederick Buechner, and he said it's called The Gospel as Comedy, Tragedy, and Fairy Tale. And he talks about how you can express, he's a Christian, but he's like, in his sort of faith tradition, you can talk about a truth in words. Like, you can say the sky is blue and it's true or not. Or you can say my name is John and it's true or not. But you can't talk about the truth in his tradition, again, in words. So the reality of who God is, the minute you say something about God, it's already not fully true because words don't completely encapsulate that, right? So if you say God is the Father, it's true, but he's also the Son, but he's also the Spirit. Like, how is that? How is it that God is the same? Yeah, it does not compute. How is it God is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow, but he's new every morning? Does not compute. Like, the minute you say one thing, it's actually already... So he said the only way you can actually say something that is true about God, or even his universe in some ways, like fully, is to point at it in a way that is inherently, like, in the actual medium you're saying, this is not the full truth. So like when you talk about comedy, tragedy, or fairy tale, you're telling a story about the thing that tells the nature of the thing, but you're not saying God or his universe or whatever is this. And I think if you look at the life of Jesus too, the only people he ever got really upset with were the religious elite who were like, I know, this is the way it is, and you guys are wrong, right? Yeah. He was hanging out with tax collectors and prostitutes and all the criminals, and he was like, you guys are all cool, you're my people. But then the religious are like, no, this is, I'm right and you're wrong. Like, the weird thing is, like, if I say you have to hold things loosely, then I'm actually not holding things loosely, right? So this already, it's so meta. It's like paradoxical. It's like everything in moderation, including moderation, right? It's one of these weird things, but like, yeah. Like, I have my views, I'll hold them, but I'm not sure. Like, I don't freaking know about time. Like, I think before God, it was just God. Maybe there's nothing before. I think so. I think I agree with you, right? And also, same thing, when people come to me and say, the traditional Christian view, you have to believe that Jesus died on the cross for your sins. If you don't follow these certain things, then, you have to say the sinner's prayer or else you're going to hell, and blah, blah, blah. And so when people say that, I'm like, yeah, okay, I believe that. I'm a traditional Christian, stuff like that. And it's like, but then when somebody who doesn't believe that, and by the way, there are a lot of people in church who don't believe that now. They're like, I don't think hell exists, right? In the same way, there's pastors like Rob Bell and stuff who've actually put out, things that, yeah, and it's really controversial. And June's like, what the hell are you talking about, man? That's like, and I'm not saying believe those things, or, you could just say like outright atheism or any of these other things that are not the traditional Christian view. But when somebody comes to me with that stuff and like, you're wrong and I'm right, and I'm like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Like, I think when I found that there's this word that we use a lot in the church called deconstruction. Like, people think there's one way to believe. And then when people start to wonder, like, are there other ways? Then their whole faith just crumbles, right? And for me, I went through that. And where I've come back to is, I don't know, I'll hold that faith again, but I try and hold things loosely. And counterintuitively, you'd think if you allow doubt to come in, that it's your faith is weaker. I found it to be stronger, though. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe you're right, but it doesn't crumble my whole system. Yeah, that makes sense. Disagree with me, please.
I
I
get
see
what
you shaking your head.
I get what you're
You're
getting
so
at.
full of shit,
No,
dude.
no. I like the approach of I believe in the Bible, and I think there are certain truths where I think we as a society have gotten too progressive,
Yeah.
too
Totally.
loose,
Yeah.
where there are like concrete truths and stuff. Yeah, that's
Totally agree with you on that.
The only thing is like I believe in the Bible. I believe what is written in the Bible. Yeah, that's the only like rebuttal. But yeah, leadership is so important. Like, yeah, saying hell doesn't exist is crazy. We don't need to get into that. But
Well, I'm hoping for I think what would get me across is a more open-minded, progressive teaching around it is all. And so I kind of similarly, I like to keep it loose. And I think if I focus on one thing, which is like God loves you so much that he will always forgive you, and the rest will allow me to to help me move through that journey. But it's very much when I hear the rules, it already flips a switch in my mind of like, don't tell me what to do. Like the saddest part for me would be like if I have a family that like disagrees so hardly on something, and if it's something that isn't aligned with me, like it would tarnish my relationship, and that's my biggest
that's
fear.
unfortunate. Yeah.
And so if I'm loose with it though, well, I can't. It's hard for me
I
to
think the
disagree with you.
Better
So,
word is love,
love.
because
Yeah.
through love is the best approach. There's a little bit
Yeah.
more looseness. There's a little bit more forgiveness and grace.
Yeah.
And I
It's
think
compromise. It's compromise. It makes it loose
right.
in itself too, right? So, I don't know. I'm not there yet. But if there's rules,
fine, that's fair.
yeah. So I'm hoping for a progressive someone to come out and be like, accepting of things that are just so like off limits.
Yeah. I think my one encouragement
Yeah.
would be is like, as long as you stay curious, but the more you get to know about Jesus, you find out the way we like to talk. Jesus is so gangster.
I love it.
Honestly,
So gangster, dude. Like
if he's what he says, then
exactly. Yeah, if
he's flirtatious in many ways.
Oh.
My life is.
I always have to put him like
He's so flirtatious. Like I say this often because I'm not there yet, but I think the universe flirts with me in such weird ways, man. And so let's just replace universe with
God.
Jesus.
God.
Yeah.
Jesus, right?
Man.
Okay.
God is flirtatious.
He is so flirtatious. He's like, I'm gonna show you something great, but guess what? There's also the bad side of it. Like you got to go through some struggle, but come back.
Right. I get what
Don't
you're
leave,
saying.
but
I get
come
what you're
back,
saying.
type of thing. And I'm like, damn. So you want me to stick around, man?
So like,
So I think about the universe, and now I hopefully can do that with.
Yeah, you're like,
with
just
a
open
guy.
the kimono on here.
Right,
No,
yeah.
that's just what
You're
you
like,
show
yo,
you a
check
little bit.
this out, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm all in. I'm going towards that direction, and then universe says, you know what? Not yet. And I'm like,
because there's so many
Dang it.
non-believers that practice that agree with the practices of Jesus, because it teaches you how to be more moral, ethical, which is like one step. But I truly believe the more you get to know, the more you learn about Jesus and get to know about him.
so do you think he's flirty?
I wouldn't use that word.
Oh, wait, what's the word you would
I wouldn't
use?
use that word.
He's a gangster, right? I'm still not
He's a
understanding
gangster.
that. What do
He's
you mean by God is gangster?
God is gangster. I think he has swagger. He's cool, and gangster in the sense of redefining the way to go about things. For instance, Jesus teaches how when you give to the needy or do anything with like financially, don't tell anyone about it. Be so secretive that when you give with your right hand, your left hand doesn't even know about it. And so I think that's so gangster.
That's pretty
kind of stuff.
gangster.
And it's so
Yeah.
gangster. And another thing is,
It's pretty good teaching.
there's so many miracles that Jesus did, right? He walked on water. He brought the dead back to life. The blind could see. The lame could walk. His first miracle ever is he turned water into wine. I think that's gangster.
That's
I think it's
pretty-
fun. I think it's funny.
That's pretty badass.
I think it's really funny because
Uh-huh.
like when you think of talents, we have to agree that talents are innate, right? It was just given to we did nothing. It's just given to us. We were born with it. God-given talents is how I like to see it. And so me being in comedy, I like to think of, okay, if God is the creator of everything and creative talents, that means he's the funniest being in the universe.
He
right?
is very
He's
funny, I gotta say.
He's the creator of humor,
Yeah,
right?
no,
And
there's
his
really
comedic
funny.
timing, just
totally.
it's perfect, right? If his comedy is perfect, I think he's like his. I like to think about that when his first miracle was that. I was like, he's such a good in Korean term is a 분위기, it's atmosphere maker. He's so good at reading the room. He's so good at bringing the people together.
Yeah, that's so good.
And so I really like that. And I have this thing that I've shared with Kevin.
Interesting.
I'm still building out my list. One day I want to write a book of like almost like a children's-y book, but adults can also relate. Proof God exists.
Okay.
That's the title of my book.
Okay.
And so one page will have the sentence, and the other page will have like I'm gonna hire like an illustrator to do that.
Yeah.
But for instance,
That's a cool book. You should write it.
I want
to see it.
Number one is, and it's just all very where anyone can relate.
Yeah.
Nothing can quench your thirst quite like water. That's number one for me.
I love that.
When you are dehydrated, parched, and you just get like ice cold water, I don't think there's a greater feeling in terms of beverage. Number two, in no particular order, flowers weren't made for bugs. They were made for us, silly.
I love it.
Because when I hear that,
pretty good.
people say that, right?
Yeah.
They don't, of course, that part is true.
Yeah.
They attract bugs
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all the petals. But they could stop there. Flowers could be atrocious to us. They could be beautiful and attracted to bugs, but they were clearly made for us, for our enjoyment.
Yeah.
That's where like I challenge people to zoom out a little bit. And
I love that.
back to the humor thing is God created farting. I genuinely believe that's a proof. We didn't have to, in an alternate universe, we didn't have to fart. I think a fart is a moment of levity. It's just humorous.
Oh man.
And so these are the ways that I think.
A lot of people would be much happier in that other universe because I fart and it smells so bad.
See, that's but fart is just so comical. Yeah, I think farts are so comical.
Oh, so funny.
And so those are
Hilarious,
my little
man.
things. And like
I love it.
with like sunsets and stuff, like just nature, right?
Yeah.
I believe that he commissioned Bob Ross. He gives him an empty canvas on an easel. He's like, dude, Bob, do your thing.
Yeah.
And I'll make it happen. Like
I think you mentioned him in your prayer, right? At Dialect House.
Oh, did I?
Yeah,
I probably
like,
did.
Thank you,
Yeah.
and something about Bob Ross. And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? On Thursdays, you can paint the sunset
Yeah,
in this city.
Maybe we could. I think we got 5 minutes left. Let's wrap it up. Last thing I want to ask you guys. So we met at Dialect House, right? And then Kevin, I think this is our second or third time meeting there. Tell us about your experience there, and then I'm going to ask you what's your superpower, and then we'll wrap it up. Yeah.
Well, I went through Kevin's advice. So I went in completely blind.
Yeah. What did he tell you before?
He didn't know too much either. He was just like, my friend John invited me, someone I respect, someone I trust, and it's like this gathering, like a dinner. And so that's pretty much it. And so I just went in blind.
Yeah, I didn't have any expectations. I will say that. So I didn't have much to tell June about it other than my experience with you. But it was, I imagined it to be a very open-minded space, just how you had described it to me when I did go to church with you that one day. And in my experience, I loved it. You know, I was able to be vulnerable, which kind of went 0 to 100 real quick. Like, you know, to get to know those fears and struggles, it takes some time for me. But I think everyone had such a colorful story. It was very diverse, and that made the conversations that much better because it wasn't like factual things either. It was like struggle, excitement, enthusiasm, optimism, but coming from a angle of tech or coming from surviving, figuring it out. There's so many different angles to it. So I really liked it for sure. And then we watched a beautiful sunset there. It's a great view at that house. So yeah, I liked it a lot.
Cool.
I wasn't expecting any of that.
Yeah.
Honestly. So
Had a
Yeah.
good time.
June, anything else?
I mean, yeah,
The same?
basically what he
Yeah.
said. Yeah, I had a good time. Met some
Okay.
cool people.
Yeah.
I mean, I basically didn't. Everyone I met pretty much was like first time. Everyone is very sweet, welcoming, and we had a good dinner.
Yeah.
Welcoming.
Yeah. Cool. What's your superpower?
I need to ponder on this one for a little bit.
You go first, June, or John, you go first.
I don't have a
You
superpower.
share. You have a superpower.
Everyone has a
for
superpower.
sure.
Everyone got a superpower.
Oh man, because and maybe this just makes me sound cocky to think that I have multiple superpowers. You know,
I believe
but I'm
we have
trying to
more than one
pick
talent.
one.
Where do I start?
I'm so amazing.
Yeah, dude, I think
One thing about Kevin, he's very good at bringing people together. Yeah.
Like he did us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
It could be what I was talking to you guys right before this. I think delusion, being delusional is one of my greatest strengths.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Why is that?
Like I can lie to myself so hard that I don't know I'm lying. And so I believe it. And so it makes it so nothing else matters. No matter what anyone else says, I will still believe what I'm telling myself is true. And
What's a scenario where that's useful?
building companies. No one ever believes in the stuff that I come out with, but then when I do and it sells and it's a banger, all of a sudden it's cool. And I always say it's not cool until it's cool.
Yeah.
You know, but I think there's that, and there's also, I think Rachel and I, it was not meant to be. I think I'm so lucky. Rachel is a 100 out of 10. And like I got so lucky with that. Everyone's like, dude, she's too pretty for you. She's too smart for you. She went to a better school than you. And I was like, you know what? Like, hold up. Let me tell you a little bit more. But yeah, I was delusional for a little bit, and then it actually happened. So just some
Amazing.
scenarios is all.
Yeah.
I think
It's like
so.
manifesting through delusion, basically.
I manifested
Yeah.
it is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
And,
Interesting. Okay.
I want to say, yeah.
Interesting.
Simply put, I think mine is providing levity in the form of comedy.
You're very good at that. I got to say that.
You gotta make
That
people
night
laugh.
at
I'll
that
say
Lighthouse,
that.
I was just dying. Everybody was dying.
So good.
Yeah, just the moment where we can all just kind of put our own worries aside and just
Oh man,
You're very good.
laugh it up.
you're really good at that. I've gotten into arguments with Rachel, and Hugh came and just did some peacemaking, and I was like, "Thank you, man. Thank you for helping me out."
Love it. Well, on that note, thank you both very much. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you for
thanks
having
coming
us.
on the show. And I think this was a potential trial run. You guys are thinking about doing something at some point?
We are potentially. Yeah.
Okay, maybe show your own. So
Yeah, this was cool though.
yeah.
Fine.
Keep an eye out, guys. And both of these two are going to do amazing things. So thank you again.
Thank you, John.
All right.
Thank you, John.
Cheers.
The John Kim Show. The John Kim Show. You better get ready for the John Kim Show. The John Kim Show. The John Kim Show. You better get ready for the John Kim Show.